Shalom Aleichem. Today we have a learning from the Sefer Mitzvos, the Rambam, and we have a few mitzvos to look at. Let's take a look at it right now. Okay. So the first one here is a mitzvah tesvav, the 15th mitzvah, Hilchos Tefillin. Okay, this is the Hatzivu Shenetzavinu b'Ma'aseh Mezuzah, the commandment that we are commanded. So this is Mezuzah, b'Ma'aseh Mezuzah, on making the Mezuzah on the doorpost. That's the cloth, that's the Mezuzah, the cloth that says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, among the other pesukim that it has to say, and it's on cloth and on parchment, and it's put by the doorpost. Hatzivu Shenetzavinu, and it's handwritten by the sofer. Hatzivu Shenetzavinu b'Ma'aseh Mezuzah, the commandment that we are commanded in the making of the action of the mezuzah, putting up of a mezuzah on our doorposts where we live, and the various rooms that need a mezuzah. Vihu amro yisala. It says in the Torah, uchesabtom al mezuzos beisecha uvi she'arecha, and you should write them on the doorposts beisecha of your houses, uvi she'arecha, and on your gates. So the gates also, the gates of the cities. Devarim Vav Tes, that's in Devarim Vav, that's the 6th chapter, Tes, Pasuk Tes. Uchvar nichpal, so it can be looked up there. Uchvar nichpal hatzivoy be'inyan zeh, and this commandment was said, doubled, it was said again, it was repeated, be'inyan zeh, Sham, Yud Aleph, Chav, Sham, when it says Sham, it means in the Varim, the same place. Yud Aleph, the 13th parak, Chav, in the Pasuk 20. V'dinei Mitzvah zu kulam nisbaru beparak Gimel mimenachos. And the dinim of this mitzvah, the halachos, the laws of this mitzvah, kulam nisbaru beparak Gimel mimenachos, were all clarified in the 3rd parak of Menachos. Daf Lamed Aleph ve'elech. That's on that's page number 31 ve'elech, and continuing. So the mitzvah of the Mezuzah are explained in the 3rd Gimel of Menachos, which can be found on the Daf Lamed Aleph, the 31st Daf, page ve'elech, and continuing on. A mitzvah hayud ches, the 18th mitzvah, Hatzivu shenetzavinu sheyehei lechol zachar mimenu Sefer Torah li'atzmo. It's a mitzvah, shenetzavinu, we are commanded, sheyehei lechol zachar mimenu, that every male from us should have Sefer Torah li'atzmo, should have his own Sefer Torah. V'yim yichtavo biyado harizeh meshubach, and if he writes it in his own writing by himself, if he's able to, harizeh meshubach. So let's say he's a sofer, harizeh meshubach. So this is praiseworthy. Harizeh meshubach ma'od is very praiseworthy. V'hu adif, and this is the best way. Kemosha Amro, like it says, Menachos Lamed, it says in the Gemara Menachos, the 30th daf, the 30th page, Kisavo, Ma'ale Olav HaKosav Ki'ilu Kiblu Mehar Sinai. Kisavo, he should write it. So Ma'ale Olav HaKosav, if he writes it, so the Torah holds him, considers him Ki'ilu Kiblu Mehar Sinai, as if he he accepted the Torah from Har Sinai, as if he accepted the Torah from Har Sinai. And if it's impossible for him to write it by himself, by his own hand, chayavu liknoso o yevakesh sheyichtavu bishvilo. So he has to go and buy it, or he has to buy one, or he has to seek that it should be written for him. He has to do whatever he can to have it written for him. So, if it's impossible for him to write it with his own handwriting, with his own writing, so he has to require it, either buy one, or yevakesh sheyichtavu bishvilo, that he has to seek that it should be written for him. It says in the Torah, Kisvu lachem es hashira hazos, shira so'azinu. It says in the Torah, Kisvu lachem, write for yourselves, es hashira, shira so'azinu hazos, es hashira, this song, and it's the shira so'azinu, the song of Ho'azinu. Sham Lamed Aleph. So that's in this. So it must be when it says Sham, it means there. The previous cited area. So that must be Devarim. So it says Kisvu lachem es hashira hazos. You should write for yourselves this song, and which is the Shira So'azino. Ho'azino is one of the parshas of the Torah. Shem Lamed Aleph Yud Tes. It says it in 31 Yud Tes, the 19th pasuk. Umitoch hatzivoy al kesivas parshas hashira, since it's written, since we are commanded on the writing of the Parshas Ashira, the writing of the Shira, of the song of Ho'azinu, Nilmad al Chiyuv Kesivas Kol HaTorah. So we learn on this, since we have to write the Parsha of Shira, of Ho'azinu, so we learn from this also the chiyuv, the obligation for the writing of the whole Torah, kesivas kol HaTorah. Since we have to write the shiras ho'azinu, the shir of ho'azinu, we have to write also the whole Torah. Lefi she'eno mutar lichtov es HaTorah parashios, because it is not permitted to write the Torah parsha by parsha. In other words, one parsha, and that's all, just one parsha. One has to write the whole Torah in order. So in other words, since we are commanded to write the Shira of Ho'azinu, that means the Torah is commanding us that we have to have the whole either write the Torah, the whole Torah, because we cannot split up the parshios and just write a parsha. It has to be the whole Torah. So since we were commanded to write the parsha of Ho'azinu, so we have to write the whole Torah, because we cannot do just parshios. Val korchacha, so we're chayev diksivas haTorah kula. So in other words, we see from this that it's needed. So we're forced to conclude. We have to conclude from this that we have to write the whole Torah. B'yachein ritzono b'omro es hashira hazos. So therefore, the will of what it says in the Torah, when it says es hashira hazos, this song, Kol HaTorah HaKoleles Es HaShira Hazos. It means the whole Torah, which includes this Shira. The whole Torah, which includes this Shira, this song of Ho'azinu. The Lashon Gemara, it says in the Gemara, Sanhedrin, Chaf Aleph Sanhedrin, that's page 21, the second daf. Amar Rava, Af al pi, shehinichu lo la'adam avosav Sefer Torah, mitzvah lichtov mishalo. So it says in the Gemara, Rava says, even though, let's say, he was left over as an inheritance from his father or grandfather, was given to him a Sefer Torah, it's still a mitzvah on him to write his own Sefer Torah. Amar Rava, Afal Pi Shenicho Lo La'adam Avosav Sefer Torah, even though he got as an inheritance from his either father or grandfather, somebody left him as an inheritance a Sefer Torah, mitzvah lichtov mishalo. It's a mitzvah upon him to write his own. Shenamar, because it says, V'yato kisvu lochem es hashira hazos. And now, v'yato, and now, kisvu lochem es hashira hazos. Write for yourself this song. In other words, even though you might have a Sefer Torah, but still, v'yato, now, kisvu lochem, you should write for yourself. Es hashira hazos. This shira, this song, meaning the Torah. Eisvei, hikshu al devarav. It's a question on what he said. Abaya, Eisvei Abaya. So Abaya questions him. Ne'emar b'Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah, Kosev lo Sefer Torah lishmo. Kosev lo Sefer Torah lishmo. You should write a Sefer Torah lishmo, for himself, kedei shelo yisgoeh, in order that he shouldn't be prideful. He shouldn't be prideful about it. B'shel avosov, in order he should write his own Sefer Torah, so that he shouldn't be very prideful about what his grandfather or his father left him. Mikan shemelech ein Cain, Hedyot Lo. He shouldn't be prideful that his father left him a Torah. Mikan shemelech in Cain, Mikan shemelech ein Cain. Oh, ein means Cain, yes. Melech ein. So, a melech has to write his own Sefer Torah, because he shouldn't be prideful of what his forefathers left him or his father left him. Hedyot lo, so a regular person who's commanded to write a Sefer Torah, he should not have to write a Sefer Torah. Let's say that person was given a Sefer Torah from his ancestor or his father. So in other words, he has to also uvo teshuva hasam lo nitzricha. So the question is, so the answer is hasam lo nitzricha sham lo bo haposuk lo lamed. Over there the pasuk didn't go to teach elo l'shtei toros. Over there, it's only talking about two Torahs. By the king, it's only talking about that the king has to have two Torahs, Sifrei Torahs. Kidatanya, like we learned, because of lo es mishneh haTorah, and he should write for himself the Mishnah Torah, the two Torahs, Shtei Torahs, two Torahs. Kolomar sha'achiluk bein melech lahedyotu. Kilomar, which means to say, Shachiluk Bain, Melech Lahedyo too. There's a difference between a Melech, a king, and a regular person. Shekol Adam Chayev Lichtov Sefer Torah Echod, because every person has to write one Sefer Torah. Melech Shnei Sifrei Toros, and the Melech, but the king has to write two Sifrei Torah. Shekol Adam Chayev Lichtov Sefer Torah Echod, every person. Shekol Adam has to write Chayev Lichtov Sefer Torah Echod, has to write one Sefer Torah. Melech Shnei Sifrei Toros, and the Melech, but the Melech, the king, has to write two Sifrei Torah. Commotion is more of Perik Beis Sanhedrin, like it says in the second Perik of Sanhedrin. So every king has to write a Sefer Torah, two Sifrei Torah, and every person has to write one Sefer Torah, like it is explained in the Perik Beis Sanhedrin, the second Perik in Sanhedrin. Ukvarn is borrowed dinim ksivas Sefer Torah, u'tena'av beperik gimel mimenachos, and it's already been illustrated, illuminated, the dinim, the halachos of the laws of the halachos Sefer Torah, u'tena'av the different conditions, beperik gimel mimenachos, in the third Perik of Menachos. Lamed v'elech u'bereish basra, and the beginning and u'bereish the beginning of Bava Basra, Yud Gimel and Yud Daled. That's in the Daf Yud Gimel and Yud Daled. V'Shabbos Kuf Lamed Gimel and the Gemara Shabbos. So it says it talks about it in Perik Gimel of Menachos, the third Perik of Menachos, and a Bereish Basra. The beginning, the first parasha is above Basra, Yud Gimel Yud Daled, and B'Shabbos. And in Shabbos, Kuf Lamed Gimel, that's in the 133. So this is the mitzvah of that people should have a Sefer Torah written for them. Or if he's able to, the best thing is that he can write it himself. So the commandment that every person among the Yidden has to have a Sefer Torah for himself, has to have his own Sefer Torah. So this is from the Sefer HaMitzvos Rambam. For those, that's the Sefer Mitzvos of the Rambam. For those that learn the shir, the daily shir. Okay, so this is a very good learning you can learn the mitzvos of the Torah, and it must be these days in English also. So thank you very much. This is the Sefer HaMitzvos Rambam. Thank you very much. Thank you. Kol Tov.